Hello and welcome to the weekly update show where we're going to talk about some practical news stories over the past week that can have a practical impact on your digital life, be it at work, at home, family,
with your kids,
kind of sifting through all of the speculation stuff and actually drill down to practical things you can implement today.
Yeah.
So
and there's so much information out there, right? Like it's hard to figure out like what to pick, right? So, but let's do her.
In my RSS feed, like every week, I have like over 1,000 articles I have to sort through.
I know.
I know. It's a thing. So, I think the biggest story, actually, this is a story this week, which happened on Monday. Mm-hmm. What the internet is most freaking out about right now is Discord rolling out, requiring age verification globally beyond not just the countries that have mandated age verification by law. Now the entire platform will be age gated. However...
See, okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you're going to say something?
Yeah, it's, when I read this, the first person I thought about was your partner, right? Candace, who does streaming, who uses Discord.
Yeah.
So how are they going to age gate? It's a facial scan. So now she has to, hit me.
People are freaking out, as they are.
Yeah.
However, will this have a practical user level impact? Maybe not. So if you sign up for Discord and you will be automatically assigned to a teenage account.
Okay.
So what that means with a teen...
So if I'm 50, I'm immediately get a teen account.
Yes, unless your Discord account is very old, then it's going to assume you're an adult. So it's going to use age and tenure. So for example, if you've been on Discord since, when did it launch? 2010s era? So if you have an account that's really old, it's going to assume that naturally you're going to be an adult. Right. It's also going to use some of your behavioral data, more so your device activity level. It's going to use some of that information to infer your age. Okay. But if it can't make a clear definition, you will have to either use the camera on your phone and do a face scan, which Discord says it's verification happening on the device.
Yeah, whatever.
So the information doesn't go to a server.
Yeah, whatever.
But it's like Apple's Face ID. Like people don't trust it, but it's all on the Apple chip on the phone.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
Anyways.
So the age face scanning is on the device itself, which means it's not going to be nearly as accurate as services. We have to upload your photo to like a server and like data. So we're going to age check you on the device. Not going to be as accurate. And if it doesn't work, then you will have to upload your government ID. Although Discord last year had a data breach from a third-party provider.
Yeah, it's like, this is just, it's getting out of control, right? And so, I'm following the discussion. As you know, I'm very anti using facial scans. And, when did we start moving for kids? Let me caveat that. Right, with youth and stuff, right? Because I use facial scan on my iPhone, right? I use biometric on my iPhone. I get that. But, now we're requiring kids, those under the age of 16, to do facial scans now, right? Like.
Wait, we're solving big tech problems because we're fearful of big tech and trusting big tech to solve the problem.
Yeah, and kids are now required to use their identity as a form of identification. Okay. Like, what are we doing?
Here's the thing. I do like how Discord's implementing this as an on-device face scan. See, a lot of providers, like Persona, for example, they're like the biggest one. Right. They're making a ton of money. Yep. That's an interesting business plan.
Yeah.
But basically, I'm an app. I pay for Persona. Users send their photo to Persona. But this plan that Discord's implementing, the scan is going to be on the device. Yeah. So like a third-party provider doesn't get the information.
Which
honestly, on how they implement that,
Who's going to test it? What third party is going to go in there and make sure that they're speaking the truth, that it's going to be done on a device? And if it's being done on device, does that mean the owner of that device, i.e. Apple or Android or Google, is going to have access to it?
Unlikely.
Well, you can say that, but how do we know?
I doubt Apple will want to delve into that because Apple's they have their Apple tax. That's why their products are more expensive because they promote more privacy.
The concern I have with these companies is they keep making us promises all the time that they're going to do this, they're going to do this, security's here, security there, it can't be breached. And then all of a sudden we get these breaches and, well, that wasn't supposed to happen, but boom, it did. And, it's just, how do we believe these big companies without third-party verification?
That's fair.
Right? Like, if Discord is doing this, then let a third-party, neutral party go in who's highly respected to check to make sure that what they're saying is that the scan stays on the device and it's not being used by anybody else, right?
Maybe that's where regulations could come in, where the government is the one that does the verification testing.
Yeah, and if they do the verification testing, then they give it a golden stamp, right? Like, we kind of do that with other stuff, right? When you think
of food safety.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of get a stamp, right? Yeah, it's helmets. You get a CSA approved stamp, right, on the helmets, right?
Isn't it the government that tests those?
It's a body that's been identified as a third party, right? Like the Department of Transportation, here in Canada, all helmets that are being worn on, for bicycle helmets, motorcycle helmets, they all have to have a specific certification stamp associated with that, right? Okay. And it's done by third party testing. So this is my concern. My concern right now is these big companies are saying, and some of these companies are using their own proprietary, which looks like Discord is doing, right? Is they're using their own proprietary kind of facial.
But if it's on the device itself, I'm a little more confident if the data isn't being sent to a server.
See, I'm not, and only because I'm older and I'm a boomer, and because of that fact, I am very suspicious. Only because these companies keep saying that they're doing this stuff, and then all of a sudden, later on, we find out that that's not true.
Yeah, I don't like where you have to submit your government ID and then it's sent to a third party. No. That I don't like because Discord itself has had an issue where thousands of people's IDs were leaked. Yeah. So that I don't trust. No. But on-device facial scan, I think that's the right move.
Okay, I would be more trustful if a third party came in to make sure that on-device facial scanning is in fact taking place on that. And who's done the testing on this? How do we know there's no bias going on? How many false positives are there, right, with respect to these issues? What kind of a process does Discord have in place that if all of a sudden, I'm 35, but the facial scan says I'm 16.
You have to submit your ID to a third party.
So you now have to submit ID.
Yes.
That's just...
But here's the thing.
If I had hair, I'd pull it out.
The teen accounts are actually kind of pointless. If you actually break down to what teen accounts prevent you from doing, you will not be able to access adult or graphic content. Okay, if you're using Discord in a really bad way, fair enough. Most people I see on Discord, they're maybe mature content, but not true adult graphic content. So
here's my other bigger concern. Facial scanning, which is basically age gating, does nothing to stop the platforms from still allowing this problematic behavior from taking place.
Oh yeah, this won't stop anything because you will not, a teen account will not be able to access certain live stream stages. Most people don't use stages. Most people are in Discord group voice chats.
Right.
So you can't be. Think of it like a YouTube live stream. Yeah. You can't do that, but most people don't do that on Discord anyways. Yeah. Content filters for graphic or sensitive material. Okay, that's going to be dependent on how Discord defines that, which governments don't have a classification for. Yeah. So it could be the worst of the worst is the only thing that's filtered.
Which company was it that was using the same ratings as movie theaters, for movies? There was a company using A for adult and all that kind of stuff, and then the group, the MS or what's it called? MSRP basically came back and said, hey, listen, you can't use our ratings because it doesn't apply to what it is that you're doing. So
true.
So they sent them a legal document basically saying cease and desist, and that company had to do that, right? So
teen accounts on Discord will get warning prompts for friend requests from unfamiliar users.
Okay, I don't disagree with that.
Whatever. Yeah. And then DMs from unfamiliar users will be routed to a separate inbox. And basically that's it. Those are the only limits a teen account has compared to an adult account.
So let's pretend I'm with
I know, right?
An email or a message gets sent to another file, another whatever, right? A mailbox. You don't think I'm going to go in and have a look at that?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, come on.
Now, the only thing where this will impact is some Discord servers, members, admins, they can age gate the server. So if you have a server and you want users to be over or under a certain age, you can set a toggle so you can more strictly prevent who can join your server. But if I'm a Discord admin and I want to have a lot of users, I'm not going to flick that switch.
Yeah.
Right? So actually, when this comes into practical application, this is all about appeasing governments, going, hey, governments, see? Don't ban us because we have teen accounts and we scam their faces with on-device technology, which is not going to be as good as servers. And ultimately, teens can still do bad, terrible things as before. It's just messages are sent to a separate inbox.
And you know what? We've done our due diligence. So, and this is why you won't see them pushing back much, right? Because it's, again, this solves nothing. If the issue is the content on Discord that is causing the emotional, psychological, physical challenges, well, then pressure should be put on these big platforms to deal with that and police it, because they're not. And this does nothing to do that. Nothing whatsoever. So Discord just kind of sits back. Now, will they lose customers because of this? Maybe. Maybe.
But here, Discord doesn't have a whole lot of competition.
Yeah, I know. That's true.
I know people talking about going back to TeamSpeak, which still exists today, but Discord, it's kind of like Steam.
Yeah.
It doesn't... It does things that no other platform really competes. Yeah, but again, they may not, because most of the features are not actually going to negatively impact the end user. Only if you are searching really adult graphic material, then it would be blurred.
Okay, and what's the stop? Let's say I'm a user on Discord. Okay. I'm under the age of 16, and you're my older brother, and you're 18, and I go, hey, listen, can you just do a facial scan for him? Boop. Okay, I'm good to go.
There are teens on eBay who are making money because adults who want to make fake teen accounts will hire a teen on eBay going, hey, can I use your face?
Yeah.
And teens are making money by verifying adults.
Yeah. Like, it's just bizarro. If we truly want to deal with the harms that these platforms are causing, well, then let's put the pressure on the platforms to police themselves. And if they don't, then there will be financial consequences. The challenge that we have is that there are countries now that are trying to implement legislation, like what we see going on in the US right now with the Granite law that they're trying to push forward, that basically says, hey, listen, we got freedom of speech down here in the United States. You can't tell us any other country what we can do and how we police ourselves. See ya, bye, go. So, I mean, if that passes, then why do you have to go to China? Just move your company to the United States, right? Because you don't have to worry about anything, because you have this federal legislation that'll basically shield you. Like, even if Section 230 goes down in the United States, and right now there's a big push on that in the U.S. right now, which I actually don't disagree with. You do. But, I mean... I know, but
the administration of it is too much.
I still think, though, if these companies didn't have that liability shield behind them and they're getting their butts sued, you'd see them starting to police themselves, right? Like, I truly do believe that. But but then you're going to say, but then that will prevent companies in the United States from getting ahead of what's going on in China, because China doesn't have this stuff, or another, or Russia, they don't have that, so their companies can do whatever and they'll get way ahead of the game. Well,
they're already ahead of the game.
Like right now China's kicking every. It's interesting.
You see, their cars are way more advanced than what we have here in North America.
What's interesting is one of the Shark Tanks, Kevin O'Leary, right? He was just on a feed just recently. I was just watching, and he was saying right now that North America is getting their butts kicked right now by China and their AI and what they're doing there, right? Because China, they can go, because the biggest challenge here in Canada and the United States is power. Right? It's
plus we have human rights limitations.
Yeah, well, that too. But
to be fair,
because what he said in China is the grand leader in China can go, I want a data center here, and I want a data center here, and I want a data center here. And I want power going there, right? Well,
Yeah.
you can't.
And they will kick people out of their homes to do that.
Exactly.
And they'll pay them nothing.
Exactly.
But here in North America,
Exactly.
that's not how it works.
Exactly. He also used another statistic which was real interesting, which was if a data plant goes into if a data plant AI data plant goes up, he says immediately you're looking at about a 30% increase in utilities, in water and electricity bills, unless that company offsets that. But that's not happening. So it's no wonder our electrical bills are going up, right? Because we're subsidizing the building of these data centers for the advantage of these multi-billion-dollar companies.
India announced a tax holiday for AI startups. If you want to build a server in India, they're going to basically tax-free you for up to 20, 30 something.
Where are they going to get the power from? Coal?
Well, who knows? But yet here in BC, we're rationing power and having AI companies compete and bid against each other, where you can just move your company to India and you get tax a holiday for 10 years.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? It's interesting.
Anyway, so Discord has some updates for age verification. People are angry, but don't worry. It probably won't have a practical impact unless you're doing actual adult mature things and graphic things. That itself is going to be a problem. But hey, end users, probably not going to be a problem.
Ooh, I like this one.
Mozilla.
I like this one.
Firefox.
Yeah.
A few weeks ago, the new CEO was like, we're going to do AI everything. And then they had backlash.
Kind of like Google, right?
And then they were like, okay, people are going to uninstall our app if we make it AI first. So we're going to give them an option. If you want to use Mozilla Firefox, you can implement AI, but there's a little toggle. Well, a little more complicated than that, but you can do a kill switch where basically it disables the AI functions in the browser.
I like this, right? Because again,
Not bad.
With Google, like it or not, they've integrated Gemini into everything. Right?
Oh, that little star icon in any Google product, it's there, it's prominent.
and you can't get rid of it, right? And so
there are plugins that can help.
Yeah, there are, but still. I mean, I still think that I get it. And so I think Mozilla Firefox has done the right thing here. Like, leave it there and allow the user to make the decision if they want it on or off, right? The kill switch. I just think that gives more freedom to users, especially to boomers who, and even older boomers than me, that maybe just aren't comfortable. They still like the old ways because that's just the way that older people are, right? So let's give them the choice. And I actually think that younger people are as well will kind of make that choice, because maybe there's times where I want to turn my AI on to use it, and other times I go, you know what, I'm going to turn it off. I don't want it right now. Right?
Well, for me, I use different browsers for different reasons.
Yeah, true.
My everyday kind of work browsers, Chrome, that's my workhorse. Yeah. And then if I'm doing personal stuff, I use Safari. And then I'm doing AI things. I already do use Firefox for like AI based things. Yeah. So anyways, if you are against AI, Firefox might become your preferred browser.
Yep.
So keep that in mind.
I like that idea.
Not bad.
It's the other reason I like Firefox too is it's built with they don't collect personal and private information and sell it.
Right? No, they've had some concerns over the past few years, but you do have control. Mozilla is a company, but the actual Firefox app, I think, is probably still fine. So in the new version 148, launching on February 24th. Okay. So if you want to have an AI kill switch on your browser, Mozilla this month might be your go-to. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Firefox in the early 2000s had a huge spike, and then in like 2010s it kind of dropped off, and now maybe it's going to become back on top. Mm-hmm. We'll see.
Mm-hmm. I think it was a mistake, Google doing what it did. I know why it did what it did, because it wants to be able to connect everything. Mm-hmm. But I do think that it may have been a mistake, a tactical error. We'll see.
I think the convenience. I think if we learned anything from the early and mid 2010s in regards to privacy and protecting people's privacy, if efficiency and ease of use supersedes privacy in terms of having barriers, people will be willing to forego privacy in order to be more efficient, be more effective, make more money.
We've been saying that for years, right? With the convenience of technology comes privacy challenges, right? And it's interesting to me to see how, especially for the younger generation, like I think it started at the millennials, you guys, and younger people, how privacy is not really as big of a deal.
Well, what's the worst thing that's going to happen, right? So what? Someone sends me an ad. Like, is that I will be willing to accept an ad for my favorite brand of sneakers, or I can save myself an hour of work every day by using tools that are available. I mean, like, what is the value of your time, right?
But what are you willing to give up, right? So, anyways, I just think we're moving closer and closer to Orwell's 1984, right? Like, oh my God.
See that the Ring camera ad on the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I did.
On how you could find your dog through the Ring video network.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sure, just the dog. And the Ring doesn't have any contracts with governments.
Hey, right. Is that my wife walking the dog? And hey, where's my wife going?
Yeah. Anyways. So WhatsApp. Coming up with some updates. So WhatsApp, which is
owned by
WhatsApp. Oh, Meta.
Meta that owns Facebook and Instagram.
So WhatsApp is a communications platform. It's like an iMessage or kind of like a Discord.
Yep.
It has more end-to-end encryption features than, say, like a Discord Messenger or a Snapchat Messenger. Yeah. Now, they were pretty much app only, but they're having updates where you can actually access the voice calling and the video calling features from the browser. So originally, you would have to download the app and then make your calls and do a video meeting on the app. But I think I'm seeing a lot more apps now having browser access. Even TikTok, you can have full access to the TikTok ecosystem.
Don't get me going with TikTok right now
from the browser.
You know, the conspiracy theory in me.
Uh-oh.
I know. Here we go. Why would Meta be doing this? Well, because
I can tell you why.
Yeah, go for it.
Because certain countries are banning apps on an app store, where countries are going, "Hey, Apple, we don't like your app. Ban it on the App Store." Sure, don't worry. Just use any browser and log in directly.
That's one reason.
Yeah.
And I think another reason is it's just another data mining exercise for them as well, right? Because now, WhatsApp, because it's own, they've already, Meta announced in February that any products they're using, be it Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, they're using everything that's being used on there to help train their AI, right? Like they've come out publicly to say that. So not only do I want to collect it on a mobile device, but hey, what a great opportunity now to collect it on a browser, on a desktop or a laptop. So that's the other side of the equation.
Maybe. I think it's more just for accessibility.
I think it's both.
Sure.
They need as much data as they can coming in, right? I think all these AI companies are basically run out of information to hoover off the internet, right? Like they've emptied the tank. And so now they're trying to figure out how can we get more gas into the tank, right? More data coming in. So what better way to do that than not just on a mobile device, but also on a desktop or laptop?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I should get myself a little tin hat.
Used to have one a while ago.
I know.
Okay, Netflix is discontinuing its app on the PlayStation 3.
That doesn't surprise me.
Now,
why? Probably wasn't being used. Right?
Well, not necessarily. Well, yes. As PlayStation 3 gets older and less people have, there's PS4 now, PS5 now. Yeah. So PS3 is older and it takes Netflix resources and staff to maintain the app. Yeah. However, I do know folks use older PlayStations like the PS3 because it has a Blu-ray player. And yeah, maybe it doesn't play new games anymore, but people still use it for their media entertainment console.
Right.
So it is unfortunate. The shutdown is starting on March 2nd. So if you are one of those people who, don't play games on your PS3, but you do use the Blu-ray player and you stream content via Netflix, you are going to be losing access.
Obviously, they did the research and a cost analysis standpoint and figured out that, hey, listen, the cost benefits, the ROI on this is just, it's not paying itself. So bye-bye.
Yeah, you might have to buy a new either like a Roku or a Google stick or a Fire TV stick or an Apple TV. Might have to be your main media console. Unfortunately, but the PS3 did come out in 2006, which 88 million units were sold in its lifetime.
Wow.
So
just think how many of those are in the landfill right now.
I can tell you one that isn't.
There's the beast.
Classic, original. PS3.
Keep that, baby. It'll be worth some money in a couple of years.
No, not a couple of years. It'll be a long time. At 88 million sold. Yeah, no, this. But hey, no, this. Yeah, so the Netflix app on this thing, it's going bye-bye. Unfortunately.
There you go. Yeah, ROI. Not making money. Bye-bye. Who cares if it works or not? If it's not making me money, bye-bye.
Yeah.
Another one.
Oh, this is a good one. All right. So, Chat and Ask AI, they're called wrappers. So what they are, it's a service that integrates with Gemini, OpenAI, ChatGPT, and Anthropic. Yeah. So they're like an aggregate. So you type your prompts and queries into either of these apps, and it will kind of search the three for you. It kind of, what would I call that? Kind of compares different AI results and gives you the best answer. Yeah. So they had a data breach impacting 15 million users.
But that's not supposed to happen, Brandon. This kind of gets back to the Discord discussion we just had. But anyways, continue.
Independent security researcher was able to access 300 million chat messages.
Can you imagine
from 25 million?
Can you imagine how embarrassing some of those would be?
Exposed conversations reportedly included sensitive personal discussions, illegal activity, and mental health concerns.
The mental health concerns doesn't surprise me because a lot of the research coming out on interviews now shows that there's two reasons why people are using AI. One is for companionship. The other one is for mental health, right? Those are the big two. So that one doesn't surprise me. But again, can you imagine if it's leaked, that's not supposed to happen. Back to the Discord discussion, right?
Yeah. So yeah, actually, this is a news story I might actually put into some of our presentations. Going, hey, you want to use AI chatbots? Be careful.
I actually have that. Oh, I have the other two that we've spoken about with the data breaches and stuff. But I mean, it's just another great example of these AI programs are moving at lightning speed, breakneck speed. They're not really thinking about consequences because they're all racing to get to super intelligence, right? So they're breaking things, moving fast and breaking things, and they're not thinking about safety by design and age safety. They're not thinking about any of that stuff. And so as a result of that, we see consequences like this taking place. So this kind of reminds me of the what was the that dating app that where all the sex was taking place, right?
Careful on YouTube.
The
intimate activity.
The socks stuff. Madison, right? Ashley Madison breach, right? That was all of a sudden searchable by names and stuff. And oh boy. Anyways.
Yeah. But now security research. Now this was like a good person, a security researcher. They found the issue. They informed the developer.
So this was like a zero-day exploit kind of thing, and
more like a bug bounty.
Yeah,
the researcher informed them, and the developer fixed the problem within hours and secured all their other apps.
And did he make any money doing this?
I don't have it here in my notes, but when
like a bug bounty, they usually give the person money. Right?
I would hope so. If a security person found 300 million chat messages available on your app, you might want to give them a little something, going, hey, thank you, sorry.
Okay, here's the conspiracy theory coming out of me again.
Oh, no.
If this security guy found it, you can only imagine what state actor people have.
The bad people don't come out and spill the secrets.
Exactly.
They sit on it until it's patched because they're harvesting what they can.
Exactly. Yeah. Let's just type in a couple of things here, like maybe names of certain leaders around the world and see what pops up.
Yeah. I don't know. The more and more I hear about this, I'm kind of more prone to Proton's AI chatbot.
I know.
Which is encrypted. I
know. And Signal, the Signal chat app and stuff. I mean, it's privacy by design.
So, if you are a user who has used Chat or Ask AI, not like this data was leaked in like a document.
Yeah.
There was a hole in the app that people could access. Now, do we know it has been in the past? We don't know for sure, but the issue has now been fixed. But the fact remains, it still happened. Okay. Okay. Let me introduce you to Rent a Human. It's an AI-focused platform where an AI bot who needs something accessible in the real physical world, you can rent a human in order for it to do a gig for you. Now, there are
like rob a bank,
well,
commit a murder, steal a car.
The currency is crypto. But now this is interesting because there are services that exist online where you can hire a person online to do a menial task, and you pay them a couple cents per menial online task. Yeah. So those services exist. So this is. It was originally launched on X silently.
Of course.
Silently.
Of course.
And then it became
the dumpster fire.
And then it grew in popularity. And tasks can include things like picking up packages, holding signs, delivering flowers, and humans sign up for the service, and the AI agents can post jobs.
So it kind of sounds like a DoorDash kind of thing.
Basically, yeah. It's like a DoorDash. But the client is an AI agent that needs something accessible or doable in the real physical world.
Well, what would an AI agent need in the real world?
Delivering flowers.
To who?
I don't know. Hey, AI agent, deliver flowers to my spouse. Great, cool. And it does the work for me. It puts out feelers.
Okay.
And then, now, of course, the platform claims it has 81,000 rentable humans now have signed up. Only a dozen active agents exist because there's not a whole lot of AI agents out right now. And the platform is entirely run by cryptocurrency, so users connect their crypto wallet in order to receive funds. However, there is no verification for identity verification. Payments are non-reversible, and limited protections for workers if something goes wrong.
Okay, so you don't think that
have fun?
Here we go. You don't think that the industry that starts with an S, I'll blank out the middle letter, and the third letter starts with an X. You don't think that industry is going to use this?
In today's economy, when people are struggling, and there's an AI bot that's offering you cryptocurrency for a job, I'm not surprised there could be 81,000 people signing up.
I don't disagree with you there, right? Like you look at what's going on right now around the world where people, and especially with AI, if predicted, taking over some of these more white collar jobs where people are no longer going to, I mean, it shouldn't surprise us that this is going to happen. I mean, we saw a lot of people who are doing this that would drive for DoorDash or, whatever some of these other companies are, right? For that very reason. So, but I can see certain trades of human support from a interpersonal relations standpoint. Got to be careful because it's YouTube. You feel what I'm laying down here.
Thank you. You're learning. Good job.
I know. I think you're going to see this happening within this field, right?
Yeah, but your client's an AI bot. That's the like mind blowing thing.
I know.
It's an AI bot. Anyways, so if you want to risk, you can sign up to rent a human and get a task and get paid by crypto from an AI.
All right. That's not my jam.
But hey, the fact that this exists is wild.
Yeah. Social AI, right? This is what this is becoming. This is a really good example of what I'm talking about how we're moving away from legacy social media to social AI. And this is a really good example of that.
Yep. Spotify, a new feature, lets you explore the story behind the song you are listening to.
Okay.
So, like how like DVDs have like behind the scenes, basically songs can have a behind the scenes look.
Is that a thing with your generation?
Yeah, sometimes people want to know where the inspiration is from a song. What was the some people. All right. Some people are very emotionally tied to their music, and they want to know the inspiration. I love music, but yeah, they want a story, the meaning, the background. Hey, a lot of songs are made by creative people, and they gain inspiration for things they see, witness, or life experience.
Like I just said in the other one, if this is your jam, man, good on you. This doesn't float my boat.
All right, but if you're someone Well, it's neat because a lot of people, you listen to a song. Hey, what is the meaning for that song? People go to Google and search it. Now it's built into Spotify. Yeah. Kind of neat.
Because, do you have to pay for it, or is it behind a pay gate?
I believe. I think it's available just in there.
I know that there's another thing we're going to talk about that they just put behind.
Well,
here it is.
So YouTube
Here
Music,
it is.
Now, this is something Spotify does do for free, but YouTube Music is requiring it to be behind their premium subscription, where a lot of music services now, if you want to sing along or you want to put music on the screen, you want to know what the lyrics are, the music provider shows you lyrics, kind of like a karaoke type thing.
Yep.
Neat. Now, YouTube Music is limiting that feature, rolling out to only paid subscribers. Yep. They do give you 5 free lyric views. After that, you will need to unlock it with premium.
Okay. When I read this, that was going to be in the show, I went, okay, here we go. Let's see if I can do something. So I downloaded one of my favorite songs by a group and a singer called Meatloaf. And one of my favorite songs that he sings is Bat Outta Hell. So I'm playing that song, and then I went to a specific AI program, not going to mention which one, and I said, hey, as you're listening to this, can you please provide the lyrics on the phone of the song as it's being sung? And guess what? It happened. And it was free. It didn't cost me a cent. Take that, YouTube.
Yeah, but that requires some labor and some setup.
No, I'll just use an AI agent to do that for me. Kind of ties into the other story right now, right?
Yeah.
Like you gotta wonder, why did YouTube do this? Did they say why?
Nope.
Yeah, they're losing money, obviously, because they got to make money somehow. Like why would they even think about doing this when other subscribers do it for free?
Yeah, Spotify gives it for free.
I don't understand.
I don't know. If you are a person and you're choosing between YouTube, Spotify, and Apple, which are, I think, the top 3 right now.
Yeah.
Which one do you pick?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Well,
because that's what I did. I used, because I'm on, well, we have an Apple Music subscription, right? So that's what I did. I went to Apple Music and I went, Meatloaf, Bat Outta Hell, play. Then before I hit play, I then went into an AI program that we have. We have several that we use. Not going to mention which one. I said, as you're listening to this, please provide the lyrics to the song. And then I hit play, put my phone next to the speaker on the phone, and boing, there were the lyrics. And it was free. There you go.
Yeah.
More than one way to skin a cat.
Yeah. Anyways, if having lyrics available on screen are important for you, YouTube Music, the free version, may not be your go-to solution. But yeah, I do.
Why pay for it? Like, just go over to one of the competitors where they're doing it for free.
True.
Or just use AI.
But I do think YouTube's music service is cheaper than Spotify. So
yeah.
Not
once you. How much is it? Did they say? How much is the pay gate?
YouTube Music price is currently Music Premium. Loading up my browser. 1 month free. Sure. Individual users is Canadian, $11 a month.
So that's $110, $120, $130 a year. So when you add that in, is it really?
Well, but if you're using a music streaming service, like, because you like music, you're probably paying for either Spotify, Apple, or YouTube anyways.
Right.
So, okay, looking at Spotify's current pricing, view plans.
Like $12, right?
Canadian is $12.69.
So now all of a sudden you have another $11 in there. That's $23, right?
Or what?
Well, if you add in the premium now on that, right, where you can...
Well, you wouldn't pay for music premium and Spotify premium.
So you're looking at Spotify.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Spotify is... this YouTube thing, it's built into the YouTube music service. All right. So yeah, YouTube is cheaper than Spotify. So if that matters for you, that is an option. Although Spotify does have a student program. If you're a student, it's much, much cheaper than only $6.
If you want lyrics, use a free AI.
Or that. Anyways. So those are some top news stories.
Just on a side note on that, I wrote an article. I don't know if you saw it yesterday, where I decided, because AI is new. I decided I want to, because as you know, we specialize in understanding online predation exploitation. We've written several articles on that, but I wanted to demonstrate how AI can now quickly scan an intended target, create a profile on them, provide you with opening questions to create rapport, generate pictures and video so that they look real. And it took me less than 5 minutes to do it using AI. In the old time, when we used to do it, as investigators creating fake accounts, it could take you half a day, right, to do this. And I was able to do it in under 5 minutes. So, a bad organization that wants to prey upon people, you could do this at scale now, right? So I actually wrote an article about that very issue, about how AI is now being weaponized for things like that. So, I mean, AI, like when I said I used it for the music, yeah, I mean, but it's a tool. You can use it in any other way. So it's very interesting to see how people are now thinking about using AI in negative ways. And that's one of the things that I'm doing as people who talk about digital literacy and internet safety. I think it's important to kind of talk about how AI is being weaponized. Like, one of the things that we've seen that we've never saw before was that now teens, and we've had a couple of cases now that we've dealt with, where teens are now using AI for the purposes of digital peer aggression or cyberbullying, right? Like we never saw that before AI. Well, now they're doing it, be it the Deep Nudify apps that you did some research on, or for the purposes of some of the Squish apps that I'm showing how teens are using it to create controversy and that kind of stuff. It's it's pretty interesting that way. So we wrote an article on that. And why that's important, because today, which is February 10th, is Safer Internet Day 2026 internationally, right?
Yeah. So
Discord side.
Yeah, it's all about for Discord to appease the governments, and then the governments can say, "Hey, vote for us because we protect the internet now." And ultimately, the teen accounts on Discord don't really have much of an impact, anyways.
No,
it's kind of a nothing burger.
Yeah, and we're allowing kids to use their face as a form of ID now. Like, what are we doing? Anyways,
hey, some people want that.
Those people who want it are usually adults in certain governments, right? So, anyways.
So, those were some top news stories that could have a practical impact on your daily digital life. Hopefully, we gave you some ideas to think about. And we'll see you all again next time. Bye-bye for now.
Cool. Good afternoon, Dr. Court. How you brought yourself to where you are today?
Wanting to be generous and accommodating.
Work with young people.
We decided to do some background research on these three major mobile ISPs, what's clearly prohibited and could in fact be a violation of their terms of service.
We thought this would be an opportunity to create a video about general buying and selling safety tips on the internet.
Created a version 2 that they call the Donashi Scholar, and which is specifically designed for youth, about a new mobile phone that was on the market called the Wise Phone.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Unanswered Questions. Sometimes we just don't get enough time to answer all the amazing questions from students during our live broadcast. Recent bug in Meta, Facebook, and Instagram proves you cannot always trust a password. AI cybercrime is happening right now and is likely going to be happening more. We wish to recognize these extraordinary and outstanding people by presenting them with the White Hatter Medallion.